Hey, this is the Chat Cinema podcast. I'm covering the International Film Festival Rotterdam, and I'm here with artist and director Sue from Taiwan. And he made this really, I'm not going to say graphic, but a short film I think we should all see because it's perfect for the modern times, The Women's Revenge. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm going to ask him some questions. All right, so the opening scene, the women are walking. My first encounter, and I'm only saying this to reference it for you guys, was Suicide Squad from Hell. Okay,
Mhm.
how would you address that issue when the ladies are walking in slow motion to their destination?
Okay. Uh, well, it's actually the background is a quite a long story because as you know, I'm from Taiwan, and uh, please excuse me to explain, to spend some time to explain the background, the whole context. I'm from the island of Taiwan, which is a small country, and it used to be under martial law governance, which might be the longest one in the 20th century in the world. And so the lifting of martial law was in 1978, when I was just 10 years old, around the age, when I was in elementary school. So I saw a lot of this kind of posters of this female exploitation film produced in local, and this local genre were strongly influenced by Western exploitation film from 70s.
Hmm.
So some famous cases like Spit on Your Grave.
I spit on your grave. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, that is a kind of uh, typical case, and a lot of Hong Kong and Japanese exploitation film were produced in 1970s.
Hmm.
So then Taiwan started from late 70s. Also, a lot of directors they produce a lot of, or film company they produce a lot of these kind of things. Just one decade before the lifting of martial law, which is pretty unusual because under the government military governance, usually the government won't allow people to approach this kind of, how do you say that, too exciting, too
Hmm.
entertainment stuffs, which is not healthy to their governance. It's not good. Sometimes it will evacuate people's desire or hope of violence or sex or any kinds of energies. So which is really weird. But eventually, before the lifting of martial law, just 1 year, government decided to ban all this kind of film. They stopped.
Oh,
The companies say you should not produce this kind of garbage things, cow films, B movie, cheesy, stories anymore. We should focus on social realistic, more healthy stuffs, and more positive stuffs, and to educate our next generation, something like that. So these are became quite like a dark side of the history of Taiwan, and but after 2000, more and more directors and film scholars they started to do their personal research about these kind of dark dark cases. And speaking about the exploitation film, as you definitely know that, like
hmm.
for example, for female exploitation was like you have a feminist script, but
Right.
eventually it became a movie for straight men only,
Oh,
for
really?
the
Okay.
something like that, like they dress sexy, and
Hmm.
they will be usually be raped and hurt, and then eventually they revenge in a very
Uh,
violent style
like
and
in your
kill.
short, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So my work was like that kind of revisiting that kind of cases. But what I'm trying to do is to recreate the possibility for nowadays people. Like if we can do that again, can we do it more can we do it more interesting, or can
Uh,
we make it, to offer a different solution for this kind
right.
of, something like that. But I do agree with you. Like the first things reminds you about the American Hollywood stuffs,
Yeah.
because I think it's also a kind of the wave of nowadays. Like people were considering that how can we reshape the power of women again,
Right.
or how can we discuss the gender issue in a better way or
Very
more
good.
creative ways. So that
Uh-huh.
is my purpose at very beginning. Yeah, basically.
So
But it
did
also relates to our own personal background in Taiwan. Like we are a normal country in the last decades in 20th century. So this is my childhood memory as well. Yeah.
okay, that was my question. Okay, you answered that one. Okay, let me ask you then. Was it difficult to plan the project, for example? I mean, especially it being so, I guess, graphic, and especially when the choreography and it was a bit operatic and, the slow motion violence going on. Was that hard? How did you
What do you
put
mean
that together?
difficult? In technically or conceptually or both?
Both. Both.
Okay, okay. Well, as you know, I'm more like an artist from art world
Yeah.
first, and I was invited to Rotterdam a few years ago. Then I
Okay.
started my voyage in film world, and
Mm.
then I thought it will be a very interesting thing if I can produce one project, but we can create two results. One is called video art, one is called short film or feature maybe.
Hmm.
So as you know, the languages of video art is very different from film. The video art is more focused on conceptual idea and sometimes just kind of flash and a symbol or a concept object. Then you can deliver the whole message. So
Hmm.
usually video art compared with the film, video art is more like a visualized motion pictures or
Hmm.
motion images, but without storyline. And film, when people call it film or movie, they will expect narrative narrative things or
Hmm.
story, so which is really different. So my job is my how do you say my hope is to uh, combine both of them if it's possible to different kinds of audience in
Uh-huh.
museum, in gallery, and also in cinema.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
yeah, so the same topic, the same subject of the women's revenge also has a five-channel, multi-channel installation in museum as well. Right now in
Uh,
Den Haag in the Netherlands, in the gallery, they
mm,
will exhibit the five-channel version very soon, next
okay.
next month. So yeah, and regarding the technical or conceptual difficult uh, problem, like it costs a lot. First of all, as a as a short film, it really
Really?
uh, yeah, because that kind of wound and bloody effect,
Yeah, that's what I'm
they are all
saying.
special makeup, and we
That's
invite like experts for zombie movie effect team, so they can to use this kind of pretty much like old school Hollywood movie. They will use the
uh-huh,
same
uh-huh.
stuff. They use pump and fake blood, and you have to control the speed with high-speed camera. So you
Oh,
have
okay.
to watch the playback again and again to get what you want, and you have to clean the floors, everything. Like you mess up everything. So and also the site we shoot in the building from the rooftop, then go to the downstairs and to the basement. The whole building was belong to city government. It was a
Uh,
meat it was a meat packing building previously,
right.
and we choose the location because a lot of this kind of female exploitation movie, they always love this kind of meat packing scenes.
Oh, okay. I
For
didn't
like
know that.
so eventually the man, these shamanist pig will be terminated in this meat packing area. Yeah, symbolically
So,
and physically both.
so yeah.
So yeah, so basically, and it's really fun to work with these artists, these actors, and especially nowadays in Taiwan, it's quite it's quite you probably know that we are the first country who has the gay marriage legalized
Mm.
in East Asia.
In
Probably
yeah, nation.
not
Yeah,
just
exactly. I
in
know that.
Asia actually. So we are quite progressive. So more and more performers and film actors, actresses, they will love to do this kind of revenge, to do this kind.
Really? So,
Yeah.
uh,
It's not difficult to find these leading roles. Some of them are really professional, and we were lucky. and also some of them were from a specific body group. Let's call it. It's kind of private group. They do
Uh-huh.
a lot BDSM, and also you know the word BDSM, and also they torture each other as for fun or
Yeah,
something.
I know
As a,
that.
yeah, as a game. So we have a lot of these kind of experts and actors and performers from these kind of fields. So yeah, and we have workshop first, few days, then we do the shooting job after that. So yeah, it took us like nearly few weeks to get all the stuff together. But of course,
Wow.
to get a funding, it took me more longer. Like we spent have a year like nearly six months to get the supporting from Film Center of Taiwan. So they give me the first funding,
Hmm.
and then so we can start the pre-production process, and then we got some support from city government as well. So yeah, so we are lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because production value wise, it's really incredible to watch. And like you said, the cinematography is beautiful. It's actually breathtaking. It's wow, especially the okay, certain parts I can't tell you because the spoiler unless you have to watch it. Have you thought about turning it into a long film?
Exactly. Yeah, you are so right. Like immediately, some of our friends from film field, they suggest me maybe we should try to develop the short story to a real feature. Maybe we need a more specific, clear storyline as a structure, and then but we can put these kind of amazing, bizarre images in with the story so that more people can feel that, or we can deliver our messages widely, and
Mhm.
yeah, something like that. So I'm preparing for that for sure, but we'll see. It's not because become a feature, then it will be a totally different cases. Because as an independent artist or filmmaker,
Mhm.
to do a short film or video art, it's always quite simple. Like you get funding, you don't need that much money. You just need maybe just million Taiwanese dollar, then you can do it like a 30,000
Yeah.
US dollar could be okay as the first funding, but to do a feature it costs like many times. So
Yeah.
there will be another issue. You need investment from
Investment.
bigger companies. That means
Hmm.
you cannot choose leading roles maybe, or you won't own the copyright by
Yeah.
yours only. So that will be another case to me. So we
Okay.
are we are still thinking about that carefully.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Last question then. Okay. Given your background, because I mean, you have a master's, very educated guy studying media and everything.
Hmm.
Uh, we talked about this earlier. Do you think modern culture, especially because everybody has to be connected, digitally plugged in, do you
Hmm.
think we're all on the brink of being overwhelmed? I mean, especially given that you are a media digital artist. Do you
Hmm.
think like, oh my God, enough? Are
Yeah.
we at that point, or is there still more coming? What do you think?
Oh, it's very hard to answer that because I'm not a philosopher. So this is philosopher's job maybe. But as an artist, we always try to offer people, the public, some creative, questions or proposition, like to think about if it's enough or not. But I doubt I can offer you the answer. But speaking about the technology like internet, the Wi-Fi, 5G, and also the big data and artificial intelligence, and also AR, VR.
Hmm.
We are preparing a new performance. It's a live performance.
Oh,
So that will happen in Rotterdam Film Festival this coming June. As you know, they
oh,
separate their program in two sections. One is now, but the second one will be this summer in Rotterdam again. It's also belongs to this year's edition. But we will have a, performance. So
oh,
I will
really?
we will do a live show with cell phone, with the real cell phone. So the audience will have to download a specific customized app made from us, and they will have AR cheesy movie effect in their bloody effect on their cell phone, so
Okay,
they
so
can.
he's a technologist.
Yes,
Okay.
also, and they can also do the live streaming on their
Okay.
Facebook to their friends. And we have a digital console, so we in the in the space when we do the performance. So the console will be also could be also collect all these footages and video source from their cell phone, real time, to the console, and we will reconstruct them on the TV wall with the multi
Oh,
channels. So that will be
so
like a very interesting, like four layers. One is human
mhm,
performance without anything, and second is the AR effect with the human. You can
mhm.
only watch on your screen, and then your friends will the third layers they watch on Facebook or YouTube, and then the fourth layers will be a multi-channel video installation. So the reason we do the show, it's also a extension of the Women's Revenge series. So
Right.
yeah, the core idea will be the same. Like we try to reperform this kind of women's violence, bloody revenge voice. And nowadays, could that be a interesting story? We don't know, but we will use this kind of technology nowadays, and we'll try to find the answer maybe, or
Mhm.
offer some opportunity for our audience to think about
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you so much. All right, real fast. Tell people where can they see the movie and where can they find you on social media?
Okay, just if you Google my name, Hui-Yu, Suhuiyu, you will find my website and also Facebook or Instagram. But also you check the IFFR's platform, you find my short movie right now, The Women's Revenge is on screening online in Netherlands area only. But in this coming June, you'll be also able to see an online show, Spray from Rotterdam. It's a real human performance, but with your friends or audience, they can live stream on the on Facebook. You can also see my show. Yeah,
All right.
something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Thank
I'm
you so
going to make a tour in Europe this year actually.
okay. So
Yeah,
if you're in
I will
Berlin,
have
let me
physical
know.
show. Yeah. I will let you know. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Google my name and follow my Facebook. You'll get newest information. Yeah, and I hope you
Uh,
enjoy.
oh, I think they will. I think they won't forget it, I'm sure. All right. All right. Thank you so much, Sue.
Thank you, Greg. Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much.